Okay, so my name is Daniel Rubacham. I am software engineer at Agileway, and today I want to introduce you real-time technologies like web sockets. Today we are going to be talking about chat applications, multiplayer games, and collaborative editing tools, and similar application that can build using WebSockets technologies. Our agenda will be start with introduction into WebSockets. Then we will have a quick talk about WebSocket protocol, how it works, and main concepts. Then we're going to talk about use cases of using WebSockets. Uh, After I will show you some system designs, basic architecture using popular clouds like AWS and so on. Yep, and in the end, we will discuss is sockets good enough to be used almost in every real-time application or no. If you have any question, please type into chat or QA section. I will answer them as I will notice or at the end of our presentation. Actually, the main goal of this webinar is to show you how cool WebSockets protocol is and how many apps easily could be built with it. Yep. So firstly, what is WebSocket? Actually, WebSocket is a full duplex communication protocol. What does it mean, full duplex? Actually, there are three main data transfer protocol. It's a simplex mode, half duplex mode, and full duplex mode. The simplex mode only transmit in one way. For example, if you have keyboard attached to a computer, it's a simplex data transfer mode because the data only transfers from keyboard when you type in keys to your computer. Yeah. Half duplex protocol is more interesting. It is used when the system can transfer protocol one to another, but they need to wait and do it one by one, not at the same time. For example, half duplex protocols is push to talk radio that uses very commonly in army or in security systems. Yeah, when you need to press a button and talk to a receiver. Yeah, and full doubles protocol is that one that we are going to talking about. It is a simultaneous transition of data. For example, like telephone call when you are when you can talk each other to each other at the same time. In short, WebSocket are a way to create two-way communication between a browser and a client. Uh, as you know, there are different technologies that can provide this communication between a browser and a client. For, for example, HTTP requests, WebRTC, Web Transport, long pooling, and service sent events. Uh, let's take a quick look at each of them. As we already know, WebSockets provide full duplex communication between channels like server and client over a single TCP connection. So it's a real-time or near real-time connection. The next one is server-side events that also are interesting protocols that allow servers to push updates to the client over single connection. So how it works that the client firstly make a request to the client, and then client can send multiple requests like events to the client. Yeah. Long polling is also real-time communication technology by repeatedly pulling server. So when we send multiple requests to server repeatedly and don't close this connection for some time. WebRTC is a very similar protocol to WebSockets, but it is designed like for peer-to-peer communication, supporting real-time audio, video, and huge data transfers between browsers without requiring any servers. So using WebRTC, we can talk directly to the client, not going through a server. Yep, and also there are web transport protocol is also bidirectional communication protocol, but actually this protocol is only gaining its popularity, so it's not supported in um, little older browsers and so on. Uh, so if we are talking about WebSockets, firstly, comparison is should be with HTTP protocol. So why is it better? As we can see on this diagram, HTTP is like a request response protocol, and after server response to client, it's closed a connection, and the next time client should over HTTP send a request to open a new connection, and the server will give a new response. Yeah, for a socket, we only need to make a firstly initial handshake, like to ask server to switch to a new protocol, for example, like WebSocket, and create a communication with the client. And after the WebSocket accepted that request, both devices, client and server, can emit and accept different events from each other. So what are the main advantages of this of WebSocket over HTTP protocol? Actually, the WebSocket is real-time or near real-time communication. It has reduced latency because it's made only one initial handshake to establish connection, and then it's using this connection all the time. It has reduced bandwidth usage because it's sending data in very small frames that we are going to talk in 1 minute. And it is more efficient than HTTP request responses because it requires less headers, and the overall package is less has less data in it. Yeah, and it's improved performances and responsiveness um, by reducing number of HTTP requests. So it's improved. Let's have a quick look about WebSocket protocol, how how it consists. Actually, it's very simple protocol. Firstly, is the request to establish the connection with server. The protocol sends a handshake. It's a two-step process that established this connection. Firstly, the client sends HTTP request service to ask to upgrade a connection from HTTP protocol to WebSocket protocol. It also sends a version header, but it's just information for information, and then server responded with an HTTP response, which says that the connection is upgraded, and also passes an accept key to a client. The WebSocket handshake is important part of WebSocket protocol because it ensures that the client and server are using the same version of protocol, and the client is authorized to upgrade to WebSocket. So here is a handshake example, like client ask server to upgrade its protocol to WebSocket. And server responded that, okay, switching protocols, we updating WebSocket, and also granted a client with an security WebSocket key. Once cache is complete, the client and server can send and receive WebSocket frames. WebSocket frames are used to send and receive the data over this protocol over time. And this frame looks like this. It's consists of four like main parameters. First parameter is opcode. It specifies the type of frame. It can be text, binary, or it can be close or ping frames or other service codes. Yep. The next one is a length, just the length of the message. And the next one is mask. It is used to mask the payload data. So it can prevent eavesdropping on WebSocket connections. Yep, and the last parameter, the main parameter is data parameter payload that just transfers our data. So we already know how this protocol works, why it is faster and is called real-time protocol. And why do we need to use where we can use this protocol over HTTP? So let's take a look about use cases where we can use it with different applications. So the most common thing that's made with using WebSocket is real-time communication applications, for example, chat applications. Yep, in chat application, WebSockets can be used for sending, receiving messages, typing indicators, reads, receipts, online, offline status, activity updates, and so on. Actually, WebSockets are essential to enabling real-time communication in chats. Yeah, and I added also some popular messengers that's using WebSocket protocol is Slack, WhatsApp, Discord, Facebook Messenger, and actually almost all of the popular messengers are using WebSocket protocol, but it is not in that way that is described in handbooks or documentation, because they trying to make a cover over this protocol or try to rewrite this protocol to be more efficient for their cloud. Yep. The next interesting application is collaborative tools for collaborative editing, like Figma, Notion, Google Slides, Docs, and even Office 365 from Microsoft. They are also using WebSockets for real-time document editing and collaboration between users. So this allows multiple users to see updates and change instantly after they occurred. Yep. And next, it's multiplayer gaming. Um, WebSockets allow for low latency synchronization of a game states between the players. For example, real-time case state updates and player interactions, score updates, and so on. And what simple apps, for example, like online chess, online card games, Among Us, Codenames, and Scribble, it's a drawing game, can be easily built using WebSockets and deployed to a web. Live updates. WebSockets available in providing real-time updates for various platforms, such as live election results, live score updates, financial trading updates, analytics feeds, different. Um, so we can be always keep informed with the latest information. So we can build trading application queries or financial applications, analytics tools, using WebSockets to have real-time updates. Next on topic is push notification. Actually, push notification can be easily realized using WebSockets, but this technology is a little bit old for it because there are a lot of alternatives like Firebase Cloud Messages, Apple Push Notification, One Signal. But I added this topic because it's ideal to use WebSockets when you need to send push notification when user is always online. Otherwise, you need to set up service workers to run on the background and keep a connection with server. So when it's on the web, not on mobile, WebSockets are handful here. Live online maps. So real-time location data is crucial for building such applications as riding sharing maps. WebSockets allow for efficient and fast data transfer to enable routing navigation of moving assets in real time, more visible and understandable. So, for example, application like ride-sharing apps like Uber, Lyft, Uklon can be easily built with WebSockets. Live traffic updates apps like Waze uses WebSockets as their infrastructure. Fleet management applications when we need to make a logistic movements of our tiers and workers, we can also use it with use WebSockets here. Navigation application just like Google Maps and so on, and also different emergency services application. When something occurred, we can track where our clients are and help them as soon as possible. So we already discussed which application can be built using WebSockets. So let's discuss how they can build and with use of which services it can be easily built to manage and scale these tools. So firstly, one, it's an AWS cloud. Actually, it's one of my favorite. Yep, and I was developing several applications using WebSockets and AWS, and I guess it's ideal match for this type of tasks. So WebSocket API in App Gateway is a collection of WebSocket roles that are integrated with backend HTTP endpoints like Lambda function or other AWS services. Yep. And an integration can send a response which returned to a client by a route response that you have that we need to define. And why this architecture is ideal, because WebSocket API keeps all connected users by itself in its own data store, so you don't need to worry about scaling. It will be scaling automatically, and most important that you don't need to worry about cost expenses, because WebSocket API is free. We only need to pay money for resources that we consume, like lambdas or our other HTTP endpoints. Yep. When we want to send the response back to client, we can use um, add connections API that is a part of WebSocket API to send a post request to client. Yeah. In Azure, we have a very similar tool to for like in AWS, but it's called the Azure Web PubSub, like publisher to subscriber service. Actually, is fully managed service designed to simplify the process of building real-time web application. It enables us to use WebSockets to create interactive and highly scalable application without having to manage the underlying infrastructure. Uh, it can also us provide authorization and the data synchronizations tools. So it's also, I guess, ideal to build a WebSocket servers. Google Cloud Platform. Actually, GCP doesn't have any service to work with WebSocket protocol directly. But we can build it by uh, by its infrastructure. So we can use Google Cloud Load Balancer with sticky session to serve containers with socket servers. But actually, it's not so convenient to manage it, support, and scale. So Google Cloud Platform is not a good choice to hold WebSocket servers. And I also added like a framework, Able. Um, Actually, it's a cover for AWS. However, it offers a special real-time messaging platform with a range of features such as data synchronization, live chat uh, service, notifications, multiplayer collaboration, data broadcast uh, services. So all apps that we're talking about before we can build on this platform. Um, but we need to remember that it's built on top of AWS service, so it will be more cost expensive for us. Mhm. So on this slide, I want to show you general application architecture. It is built using like AWS services. Yeah, and you can see here that there is a red square that is described all WebSocket service that need to be built, and uh, uh, rest of resources that are used here is just for maintaining our site, like HTTP requests, static content, databases, authorizations, and so on. So uh, we this diagram can show us that we don't need to consider WebSockets ideal way to solve all our problems. HTTP requests always need to be with pair in to WebSockets because they're better in serving static content or making crude operations like create, read, update, delete from database, something. The best way is to combine this both technology and our app will work great. So WebSocket is a very popular technology with strong support and active community. Uh, as you can see, for all major popular libraries, there are a bunch of libraries. Actually, there are more them, but I haven't added it here. So if we are talking about if we are moving to our last sections, and let's talk about pros and cons of WebSocket uh, technology. So the pros, it's a real-time communication. WebSockets provide low latency and real-time communications to us. The next is that WebSockets allow for bidirectional communication, enabling servers to send data to clients without client requests. Its next one is reduced overhead. So WebSockets maintain a single connection, reducing the overhead, like for establishing new connections every request. Yep. Next one is efficiency, because WebSocket can transmit data more efficiently with less bandwidth and lower latency compared to traditional HTTP pooling and long pooling techniques. Yeah, and scalability. WebSockets can handle a large number of simultaneous connection, but actually, this one also is a cons, because it gains us scalability challenges in a large scale system that consists of multiple socket servers. Sharing connection state across servers is necessary but difficult. Um, it's adding another layer on complexity for us, but in very huge and large applications, like the world most popular chats, for example, Facebook or so on, we can build a WebSocket server uh, uh, by ourselves that will accept uh, our needs and will work fine. So also from cons is complexity. WebSockets can be more complex than traditional HTTP connection, but I don't think that it's a huge difference. But the problem can be with firewall and proxy, because some firewalls and proxies might block WebSockets connections, uh, leading to connectivity issues. Uh, but there are some way how to avoid this. Yep. And there are also a problem with WebSockets that when once connection is terminated, we can recover it automatically. So WebSockets don't check connection every second if the client is still online or no. When we are using sockets for this, we need to periodically check connection, and actually we can use like a cron checker or so on jobs to do this. And the last one, it's security concerns. Socket can be vulnerable to certain types of attacks, such as cross-site WebSocket hijacking. But there is a VSS protocol that provides us proper authentication and authorization for it. So nothing to worry about. And the last, it's that not WebSockets are not always optional choice for application. For example, when application mostly rely on crude operations that I was talking about, like create, read, update, delete. There is no need to use real-time updates. HTTP is a better option. Yep. For example, next one is for streaming video and audio sources. The WebRTC is more suitable here, or Web Transport Protocol is also suitable here. Um, uh, yeah, and also for pushing data updates to clients without need for bidirectional communication. So only connection need to be established from server to client. Is the best option is to use server sent events. They are simpler and easier to scale. So not always WebSockets are optional uh, variant. So, and in conclusion, WebSockets are one of the most interesting and convenient ways to achieve real-time capabilities in applications. It gives us a lot of flexibility to leverage full duplex communications. Yep. However, it comes with its own set of complications and should be used only when the advantages override them. Unless a bidirectional communication is absolutely necessary, HTTP is more relevant. So, in conclusion, I want to say that WebSockets are very easy to use and very interesting technology that helps you build a real-time application very fast and easy. So don't afraid to use them and try to investigate them by yourselves. Also, thank you for your attention. Do someone have any question? Oh, uh, yep, I see. Alexander asked, what authorization options do you use in the WES connection session tokens and so on? Actually, you can use whatever you want because you can handle it like with, for example, Express framework. Um, you can check it inside of your Lambda function or your server when you accept the connection. So you can use whatever you want. Does anyone has more questions? Okay. If so, I hope that the webinar was interesting to you, and you will start building your projects using WebSockets sooner. Thank you.